Hi, you just saw my head there. I'm horrible at doing these videos, but I'm going to do the best I can. This week we are going to be looking more at using the line in drawing. And I know because we're home and we don't have access to a lot of art materials, I'm focusing on things that we have around the house. And most of us have a blank piece of paper and something that makes a line. And that's really the starting point for a lot of art. So we looked at Saul Steinberg and we looked at his drawing called The Line. This week we're going to be looking at Pablo Picasso's One Liners, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. But I'm going to be drawing this chicken using one line without lifting my pen. So I don't know if you can see the chicken here. All right, so I'm going to start with the beak. And just notice how I travel around the chicken's body without lifting my pen. I'm going to come in, go to the interior part of the bird. And come down to the lower part of the body. Get its little chicken leg. I only see one on this. I guess the other leg is on the other side. Come up, maybe travel in and get some of these feathers that I see here. Come in, I'm gonna get the eye. Okay, and I stopped. So it's kind of a crude drawing of a chicken, but I did it without lifting my pen. So now I'm gonna try it with this statue I have of an owl. So let me move the paper over, make sure it's still in the frame. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the owl's beak. And come up, get the ear, come in, get the eye. Where should I go? I think I just have to travel out here again. I'm gonna get the top, the owl's head. I'm gonna come around. So I'm really thinking about slowing down and figuring out how I'm gonna travel around the page without lifting my pen. So now I'm gonna come down and get the body. And here's one wing, and then there's these like little feathers in here, and then I see some legs in here, and then the other part of the wing, and then there's like this base here. So my one-liner of an owl. So I could do this with many things around the house. I can use glasses, I can use like little toys that I have. You could start with something simple like a pencil and try to draw the pencil without lifting your pen or whatever you choose to draw with. One thing that I love doing blind contours of are people's faces. I don't have a mirror here with me that I can put in front of me while I draw, but I do have an old DVD from Julie and Julia. And this actress here, she's an aspiring chef. Can you see her face? Yeah, I think you can. So I'm gonna draw her face here. So I'm gonna start with the nose. And again, watch how I do not lift my pen off the paper. And I'm not using a pencil because I don't want to worry about like the final product. I don't want to get all particular and want to erase things. This is more about the process of seeing and less about the final product. So I'm getting her ear here. The side of her face comes down. I'm getting her thumb and her little thumbnail that comes out. And then this is a little tricky. All right, I'm gonna come up. Of course, I have to pick something where she's got her finger in her mouth, but makes it more of a challenge. Fingernail coming down. Here's the top of her knuckles. I'm going to come up around her chin. Now I can travel back in, get her other eye. I have not once lifted my pen. And there have been times that I wish I could. All right, now I'm going to get some big sweeps of hair that kind of go out of the frame of the picture. And her hair comes around here. And then I see some little pearls here I'm going to add and stop right there. So you can see it's kind of a wonky drawing, but it's fun. And this is something that Pablo Picasso would do. His friends would say, would give him challenges, and they'd say, Pablo, draw me, I bet you can't draw a boat without lifting up your pen. And he'd say, sure I can. And I'm not going to do as good a job as maybe Pablo Picasso would, but he'd draw a boat. And they'd say, oh, draw me a chicken, or draw me a bird, or a flamingo. And he would do it in a very clever way. And I'm going to show you some examples of Pablo Picasso's one-liners. And this is something that I'm going to ask you to do as well at home. I'm going to assign you a project where I want you to draw 15 one-liners. So they can be quick little sketches of things that you have lying around your house that you want to attempt to draw. You might have toys, anything, fruit from your kitchen, anything that looks like it would be interesting to draw. And then I'm going to be showing you a video of some art I made up at my farm. We got some new chickens that I'm really excited about. And I did a painting of one of my chickens, and then I also did some wire art for around our garden to scare off the deer. And it reminded me of Picasso's one-liners because I had these long strands of wire and I made them into shapes and I couldn't cut them up. I had to make one continuous line. So you're going to see what I mean in the next video. Yesterday we had that beautiful weather and I painted these signs from old pieces of wood that I found out in our barn. The barn is right back there, and we're gonna hang it. We're gonna figure out a way to like make it hang like a mobile kind of down at the bottom of the road. This is our little chicken house, our hen house. I just let the hens out, so we'll go find them, but I'll show you what it looks like in here. It's so cute. But this is where they sleep when they're all like cooped up. We have these branches here and they come in at night up this little plank and they just like put themselves to bed. They all like line up and fall asleep on these little branches, and I guess that's what they do out in, if they were out in nature, they would sleep in tree branches at night. And then these are the little nests. They go in and they lay eggs. I already took the eggs out. I wish I hadn't, but I'll show you another day. And they have water and we have food hanging here from the ceiling. So let me just show you. Let's see if we can find the chickens. Oh, we built a coop for them, like a yard for when we're not here, because we like to watch out for them because they're a fox and coyote. But we built this little pen that we keep them closed up in. And my favorite hen's name is Sylvia. And I painted this little painting of her when we first got her. so now I have to look and see where the chickens went. Maybe I will stop the video until I find them. I bet they're down by the road. Okay, I found them. Whoops, I almost tripped over this wire. So this one here is Mrs. Buttercup's. She's a speckled Sussex. This one here, her name is Ziggy Stardust. That one there is Wheezy, Louise. This one's Sylvia, the one, she's missing feathers on her head. She's the one I did the painting of. She's so sweet and docile. Like, here's my hand. She's so sweet that I think that's why she gets picked on, or she's an easy target. Like, she doesn't, if I'm feeding her, she lets me pet her a little more easily. Oh, I wonder what that white stuff is on her. Oh, so the biggest barred rock over here we call Lizzo. She's also very friendly. And then the silver lace Wyandotte behind her, her name is Christmas, because I watched a movie on Netflix called Camp Zero, and there's a little girl named Christmas in it. You should see it. It's such a sweet movie. And then the other speckled Sussex over here, her name is Mrs. Wilkins, after my friend Terry Wilkins. And so there's 8 of them. And then here's our garden. I'm trying not to make this too long of a video, but I was thinking about Picasso's One Liners while I did this. We put a wire up here so that the deer wouldn't jump over, and then we dangled these little sculptures from the wire so the deer would know, that there was a barrier there. So that chicken is all made from one wire without stopping. And then I made the snake. Same thing. I had to figure out how to do it without cutting the wire, just kind of bending it around. And then here is an eyeball. And oh, my husband did this one. It's 3WF, that stands for Three Whiskers Farm. That's the name of our farm. And my husband also did that one. I don't know if it's a star or a flower. And he said, well, then it's a star flower. And then I made a flower over here that kind of dangles down. But you can see it's all made from one wire. And it made me think of Picasso's One Liners that we're going to do. Hey, girls. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. All right, that's all.